Hi, you're watching The Mainstream. I'm Simran Shiwalkar, your host for today. We are at the GCC Convert Summit and Awards 2025, brought to you by The Mainstream, presented by Airtel Business and powered by Kyndryl. I have with me a visionary leader from the tech and business space, Mr. Yatish Shivaprasad. He is the Managing Director of Societe Generale Global Center. So thank you once again for being a part of this summit. And how has your experience been so far, if you could share that with us?
Thank you. Firstly, it's a pleasure for me to be here, and it's an opportunity to meet all the leaders across the different industry verticals. And I'm really liking the sessions, the ones that have happened till now. It's a great experience, I would say, to collaborate with people and my peers from GCCs and also from non-GCCs.
Wonderful. Along the lines, because you have, firsthand seen the evolution of GCC space in the last decade, we are already seeing the rise of GCCs in India, 50% in the city itself. How do you envision the future of GCCs in India in terms of collaboration and innovation? Because we are seeing a rise from US, UK, and now Australia as well. Do you think there is a scope for Asian countries as well?
A good question, because we are in I would say like a viral trending mode in terms of GCCs.
Right.
1,700 plus that we are today.
Correct.
To I think in another 4-5 years will be 2,200, 2,300 GCCs. What we started off as a back office, to our head offices, for various groups and industries, we are moving up the value chain to become more as a value contributing companies, in India as a GCC, right? And that's why I think the name is apt. We call ourselves as Global Capability Centers. Earlier, we used to get ourselves called as a solution center, a center in India or a back office processing center, so on and so forth. But if you really see, that's the differentiation we are able to make, because we bring in the capabilities. So through capabilities, we are able to define what is the value that we give to our head offices, not only in terms of euro value or a dollar value, because we are a good cost arbitrage center, but also in terms of the competencies and the skills, like the cutting edge technology skills, like the latest one, which is, trending again on Gen AI. We have the skills.
Correct.
And, by virtue of having those skills, they're able to go further and deliver the value which is expected at the group level.
Absolutely. And I think it is across all the verticals, not just finance. It began as finance with a lot of customer support and BPOs, and it has now evolved to a different healthcare and different parts of industries as well. Next, I want to understand from you, how can GCCs contribute to shaping the future of industries by using emerging technologies? We spoke about Gen AI. How do you think that can integrate it, and how can this evolve as a space together?
I think when we speak about technologies, I took an example of Gen AI, but
Correct.
Gen AI is not the only one. Let's understand the IT landscape that we have as of today, right? When we look at the IT landscape, we have different technology disruptions that are happening. Of course, AI, Gen AI, now agentic AI is the one which is ongoing, and maybe in 6 months' time we'll have another one. But that's one area on how we can make our processes efficient. How we can make the IT itself more efficient is something that we can look at from this technology. If you look at the other spaces of disruptions, we have disruptions on cybersecurity.
Correct.
Because the more and more we are getting digital, more and more we are becoming global, more and more we have becoming data intensive organization, cybersecurity becomes important. So that is the next space of really where disruption could happen. And the third space that I think disruption can happen is on the storage, data centers, all the technologies around it. And the fourth one I would say is on the sustainability space, because ESG is big on anybody's agenda, right? Any corporate agenda. So sustainability and the technologies that we bring in this space to make data, the consumption of the data, processing of the data, and consumption and analysis of the data becomes very important in the sustainability space. So here again, the disruptions that we will bring in through technology will be a game changer.
Fantastic. Along the lines, if you could throw some light on the top priorities for GCCs in India today, what is it that they're looking at? Of course, cost cutting was one of the key priority, but apart from that, I think talent acquisition is also one of the key areas that we are looking at. If you could throw some light on that.
Yeah, I think what you said is true. Cost arbitrage is definitely there on the table. It's given.
Correct.
What companies are looking at today is really beyond cost. What is the skills? What is the competency that we can get to the table? And India, given our ecosystem, if I like to throw some stats, we have nearly 5 million graduates who are getting added to the technology industry every year. So you see the number keeps growing, and when the number keeps growing, it means that we have so much of talent.
Correct.
And the talent is now spread. You name any technology, we have it in India. Even the technologies which are very, very sparse in the global landscape, we have it in India. So the group companies or the corporates which wants to set up GCCs in India are actually looking at these technology hubs and these technology groups, and they find it everywhere. And today we are not limited to just, you spoke about Bangalore being, the 50% of the GCC landscape, but it's not just Bangalore anymore, right? We have Chennai, we have Hyderabad, and we have Pune. Then we are slowly moving into tier 2 cities.
Correct.
Because the talent availability is in abundance.
Absolutely, and I think rightly said so. We are now moving to different cities. Hyderabad is also the next hub. Speaking of which, we hear a lot of buzzwords when we talk about global capability centers, center of excellence, innovation hub. How do you think these buzzwords are coming into the picture? What is the real picture, and what is next in the GCC landscape? If you could share a bit about that.
I think till now, as I said at the start of the conversation, that GCCs were more like back offices. I think we are moving away from that to actually take up the global roles.
Correct.
Okay, so the next wave that we will see in the next 5 years are people who are based out of GCCs but actually taking up roles which could be at the group level. Okay, so that's the first one. And the second one that I see is GCCs are no more just the back office centers to do some processes. We are also moving into GCCs becoming the hubs for product development, product conceptualization, product marketing, and also a lot of patents will come from GCCs. The current estimate that I have, in my own opinion, is about 200 to 50 patents that will come from the GCCs in the next 2-3 years, right? It's a big number. So if you really see the journey of GCCs, processes, back office to really being creators of new ideas, new developments, patents, and then therefore contribute to the overall top line of any group company is the way forward.
Absolutely, and I think while the GCC journey is skyrocketing and they are on the rise in India, this conversation does not stop here. But I really want to take a moment to thank you for being so candid and joining us and being a part of the summit.
Thank you so much, and it's a pleasure, as I said, to be here and to have this conversation with you. Thank you.
Thank you.